The woman cried and said that the goat was the devil. The man fired a shot into the sky. The whole flock ran away in fright. Only that end is still standing steadily there. The man feels guilty. He knew the devil couldn't be killed with a gun. Killing a goat could potentially release the demon completely. At this moment, the goat seemed to have penetrated the man's heart. Come straight ahead. Put your head in the muzzle. The girl stood beside and watched the adults arguing. The usually gentle dog suddenly bit it. This scene scared the girl's brother. As mentioned earlier, the demon has been completely released from the goat, and it moves very quickly, and the adults who only care about arguing haven't realized this yet. The boys shouting finally caught their attention. When a man lowers his head to check, the dog just rushed out with the little girl in his mouth. Pedro and his ex-wife were scared out of their wits. It wasn't until the dog ran out of the door that it realized. Current husband of ex-wife chased after him, but the dog has long disappeared without a trace. Then he went back to the house to get the gun. Pedro on the side persuaded him. The man still solved the dog with a gun. He ignored Pedro's warning. After everyone ran back, discovering the little girl standing unscathed in her ex-wife's arms, Pedro knew something was wrong, so he took the youngest son away. Bring your eldest son with cerebral palsy and prepare to run away. And at this moment, the little girl was telling her ex-wife some bad news to her parents with a milky voice. Papa Willow. Seeing this behind the scenes, Pedro sped away. Later, he connected with his mother and younger brother. 5 people left the town together. On the road, Pedro tells everyone about the demons in the town. He and his brother were actually the first to come into contact with demons, while the other one, a friend and his wife, have died in front of their own sheep pen. Latin Americans are particularly superstitious about this kind of thing. Then the mother told everyone a legend. If you really encounter a demon, the first is to stay away from the animals around them. Secondly, do not use electric lighting, because only the power of the fire of light can prevent them from using shadows to escape. 3. Do not touch objects that have been touched by. Don't hurt them. Don't call them by their real names. Additionally, there is the most important one. It's just that guns can't kill. On the contrary, it may even provoke retaliation. Come back. Call mom this class. When parking for a break, mother's phone rings. It was Pedro's ex-wife who called. My son is clamoring to talk to his mother, but Pedro knows in his heart the ex-wife was just run over and killed by her current husband. She stays away from her family. Press the call button. The voice of the ex-wife really came on the phone. Said everyone. The demon destroyed Pedro's rationality with language. Pedro believes that he brought misfortune to his ex-wife's family. The younger brother can only try his best to appease him. He suddenly remembered that there was someone who could help them get through this difficult time. The woman's name is Myrta. Used to be my brother's teacher. Myrta says there is no electricity in her home. Everyone can live in peace. The paralyzed eldest son refused to get off the car to death. It's still in the car. Night. Everyone is asleep. Pedro was in the car with his eldest son, but a figure slowly approached from a distance. A bloody palm slapped on the glass of the car. Mother wakes up from her sleep. A woman holding a child was swaying back and forth in front of her, but because the elderly person took sleeping pills, he drifted back to sleep. My younger brother came and woke Pedro up. After rushing to the second floor, he saw his ex-wife holding her son. My ex-wife said the child will always be with him. They are going to a place without danger. Then he stepped onto the balcony and jumped down. Come outside. There is no ex-wife or son under the balcony. Pedro ran quickly to the car. The eldest son sat comfortably inside, but the outside of the car was covered in blood at an unknown time. The doors are locked from the inside. Pedro broke the car window and got in. Confirm large. After my son is okay, he went to find his youngest son again. And at this time, Myrta, who came over, found an abnormality. He stopped his younger brother and said, the eldest son has a demon inside his body. You can tell from the movements of his hands and feet. The devil has invaded his body, but due to his underdeveloped brain, demons cannot control their thoughts. So now he's trapped inside his eldest son's body. But this state of affairs doesn't last long. When he suddenly becomes free to move around like a normal person, it means the demon has completely taken over him. Subsequently, Myrta returned to the house and took out her equipment. While assembling, tell Pedro not to chase after him, because this is the devil taking advantage of people's fears. Pedro is more afraid of losing his child. The more powerful the devil is, while he was still in the stage of mental power. If you can't cut off the source of fear, the demon will continue to collect power from it, eventually evolved into corpse form. I want to defeat him. Here is only one way. That's to find the first swelling parasitized by him and eliminate it. And the brothers happen to know where that
Then the soldiers were divided into two groups. Pedro and Myrta bring their equipment to destroy the mansion lord. The younger brother went to find his younger son. The mother takes care of the eldest son at home. When they came back, they turned off the lights and drove for a long time. My younger brother suddenly noticed a figure ahead.
He drove slowly past the figure in his car.
The strange scene scared him completely. He stops the car, carefully observed the rearview mirror. That figure came swaying from behind. The youngest son has already been eaten by him. Only the skeleton remains. Watch the figure move slowly in front of the car. My brother stepped on the accelerator ruthlessly. The figure was pushed against the front of the car by him. I bumped into a big tree along the roadside all the way. Milta's mother watched in surprise as her paralyzed grandson walked into the house.
German mom.
Come to the place where the puffiness is abandoned. The blanket on the roadside indicates where Tei moved. Myrta, based on years of experience and the sounds of crickets, judged that the devil must be there. This abandoned school. Come to the window. Pedro found several children sitting in the dilapidated classroom. The two quietly touched it in.
Your elder brother.
The little girl wiped her bleeding mouth. Then the face was covered with white powder. Looked down at the desk. They had the same thing all over their feet. Myrta came outside. Severe cough. He said he had never felt such a strong evil breath, and the kids are all under his control. The power of this demon made Myrta a little afraid, but he was also certain that the puffiness was hidden there. Enter the teaching building again. The stage in the student auditorium caught their attention. The floor is covered in white ancient tomb, and the closer you get there, the atmosphere around seems to be getting more and more tense. Pedro pried open the floor with a hammer. Several bodies were hidden among them. Just when the two were wondering,
The group of children inexplicably appeared behind them.
and Pedro moves cautiously outward. When he got the equipment and walked back to the auditorium, just happened to see a girl yelling. Shy. Pedro continued to pry open the floor, and Myrta's out packing. No one pays attention to the little girl. The floor was pried open with a large opening. Pedro moved the body blocking the upper level. The swelling that was once thrown into the wilderness by oneself appeared, and at this moment, the swelling suddenly opened its eyes.
He begged Pedro to kill him quickly.
End all of this. There you go. Pedro alone cannot move this captive. And at this moment, the demon is using his ex-wife and son to disrupt his mind. Pedro is in a mess. The girl in front suddenly started shouting again. He told Pedro that he had a firearm in his office. He can split open the floor and create swelling. But Myrta kept reminding him not to fall for it. This is a trap. There's the devil's mustache underneath. Behind me is Milta's urging. Here is also the weirdness of the little girl ahead. Pedro also. I have already lost my rationality due to the noise. Through the glass, Pedro saw a terrifying scene. Innocent children are attacking Myrta with hammers. He quickly broke the glass and rushed out of the office, but it's already too late. Tuesday Zhang poked his head out from under the floor and continued to provoke. Pedro couldn't take it anymore. Picked up Myrta's device and smashed it on his head. The children come again. They looked in the direction of swelling. A skinny figure slowly crawled out from inside. Demons have transformed into a child and become born. He left a mark on Pedro's forehead. He left with the letter boy. Return to Myrta's house. Pedro washed away all the bloodstain. But when he looked in the mirror, he found that the mark on his forehead could not be wiped off. The eldest son on the side is coughing violently. Pedro thought he was patting his son's back after taking the spoon with his gun stick. But keep patting, keep patting. He found a foreign object in his son's mouth. Then he reached out to find it. First a mouthful of blood, then brought out a tuft of fur, and finally a gold necklace.